Let me say a few words about the nature of the event at which we are gathered today, and then tie it to a few words about you. As your brothers have noted, your bat mitzvah lacks a ritual component. The strain of Dati Le'umi Judaism, where you and we currently find ourselves, has not, perhaps I should say has not yet, accommodated itself all that much to allowing women much in the way of participation in shul-based rituals. Influenced, no doubt, by what you've observed and by the choices made by your peers, you've elected not to take advantage of those opportunities that were available to you. And given those limits, your choice is not that surprising, and we respect it. As a general matter, as you grow and change, we will try hard always to respect your choices. Still, I observe that the physical setting of our celebration this evening speaks volumes. First of all, this is a shul to which we don't often go, even though it's only a few blocks from our house. We have nothing at all against the good people of this shtibel. It is simply that our neighborhood presents so many good options, it's necessary to choose. So this building is representative of the fact that we are blessed to live in a Jewish state, in a wonderful community that has many shuls and many other institutions that we find congenial. And let me take a 20-second tangent to also note that this community has many great people. This community is a wonderful place for us, and Ruth and I and all of us are very grateful to all of you for the welcome that you've extended to us. Within this building, back on theme, our simcha takes place in the Ezrat Nashim. This shul adheres to the most common shul architecture. Men down on the main floor, women one flight up looking down on the action, with not much avenue to participate in the public functions of the shul space. So again, a physical confirmation of the point that we've already made, that in Orthodoxy, women do not or do not yet have much opportunity to participate in shul-based ritual. But here's a hopeful note as well. Earlier this year, your Ima started to participate in the Daf Yomi cycle, and she's been diligently learning a Daf of Gemara a day. Her home base for this activity is the shiur taught by Michelle Farber. But while Michelle was on sabbatical with her family, your Ima attended the Daf Yomi shiur here. Not here physically, but in this building. And this is an important point, because what we learn is that within Orthodoxy, the door to the shul, or the main floor of the shul, may remain closed to women, but the door to the Beit Midrash has opened. And this is a profound change, and it's my expectations that there will be further changes in our lifetime, and certainly in yours, that will become inevitable as the result of the increasing number of learned women. When it comes to learned women, Halle, you have so many positive examples in your life that there, I think you must absorb and internalize a fully positive message about the value of learning Limudei Kodesh and what you, as a woman, can accomplish in that area, if you so choose. Let's mention just a few of the examples that you have. Oshra Koren is a teacher of such energy that she not only teaches, she founds institutions. Her newly expanded Center for Women's Learning is slated to be located at your new school, Amitra Nanim, which will be a boon to you and to your teachers. Also, Oshra created what has become a standard curriculum for bat mitzvah preparation. The mother-daughter program is offered in 89 locations outside of Israel and in about the same number within Israel. You, Halle, went through the program not with somebody who learned the curriculum so that she could teach it to you. You went through the program with a person who originated the curriculum, Oshra. We mentioned a minute ago Michelle Farber. Michelle teaches Talmud not just to women, like your Ima, but to girls. You took her class this past year, and I hope you'll do so again this year. Michelle has honored us by agreeing to speak to you tonight, and we'll hear from her in a few minutes. Likewise, Pnina Neuwirth is one of the leaders of our community. Not by dint of the fact that she's married to one of the other leaders of our community, but because of the power and the depth and the quality of her teaching. One of the things she teaches also is a class for girls approaching bat mitzvah, another class you took, Halle. Dr. Neuwirth has also graciously agreed to say a few words, and we thank her too. One other thing that all these outstanding teachers have in common, is that they all have taught not only you, but your ima as well. And so you don't even have to leave the house to see an example of a woman engaged in learning. You spoke about your name, so let me turn to that theme for just a minute and formulate a bracha for you. You spoke about the 5 strong and accomplished women for whom you were named, and certainly 5 is more than enough freight for any one name to bear. Let me just point out that my other grandmother, my father's mother, was called Nellie. There's a certain phonetic resonance between the names Nellie and Halle. And there would also be a certain completeness in having all 5 of Ima's and my grandmothers, as well as one great-grandmother, represented in our own line. Those women all came of age at a time when the door for women's learning had not yet opened. And as you noted when you talked about their qualities, they showed that there are many different ways to live a spiritually rich and a fulfilling life, and to make a positive contribution to your community, independent of developing a deep knowledge of Limudei Kodesh. Those avenues, the ones they pursued, are also open to you. And whatever good choices are right for you, we will support. Most important, I want to point out that although you were, in some sense, named after a string of remarkable women, you bear as your principal name none of their names. The name you bear, Halle, is your own, and it is not, as you know, a particularly common name. Indeed, it is very likely that you are the first person ever in the history of all of the families from which you come to bear this name, and as far as I can tell, you may be the only person in the city of Ranana with this name. And so that, Halle, when you speak about names, is the bracha I wish to bestow on you. You have great midot, empathy, interpersonal skills, values, musical and linguistical abilities, many more strengths, as you said, too numerous to name, in different speech. You have a name that harkens back to 5 or 6 illustrious women, and you have other equally impressive women very much present in your life. And for all that, Halle, there is no one path set out for you, no single model that you need to emulate. You are free to use your multiple talents and strengths however you choose. You spoke, Halle, about the power of a name. Your unique name, Halle, empowers you to make your own choices, just as being a bat mitzvah allows you to make your own choices and makes you responsible for those choices. As your parents, your Ima and I reserve the right to give you advice about your choices, but ultimately those choices are yours. I trust and I hope that you will choose wisely, and I look forward with great anticipation to watching your continued growth as you progress mechaya l'chaya. Have fun along the way, and know that we love you very much.
Halle.